and where you are now with it.
All right. So I've only been using my patches for, I had to reorder. So I must be in my third month because I bought a 2 month supply. So I'm in my third month. And I have to tell you guys, I'm very skeptical when it comes to anything that's health and wellness because I have a heart condition. I've had it my whole life. Nothing has worked. And every time somebody tells me something is going to work, it never works. It just doesn't. And I don't get frustrated with people. I just am like, yes, yes, I understand. Tell me all the things you want to tell me, and then I will ignore you because it won't work. And so I by trade am a marketing consultant, a civil litigation paralegal. I read the fine print on everything. And I was joking with Laura before. I'm like, this is the first time I've not read the fine print on anything. So here's my disclaimer. I am not a doctor. I'm not even a great like LifeWave distributor. Like I just know my own personal experience. Everything I share with you is truly my personal experience. My husband is in healthcare. And so he read the white papers, he read all the op papers and everything on this before I went ahead and ordered my, actually, I think I ordered it and he read it while I was waiting for it to show up. So I was presented by a friend who knows about my heart condition because she's had the unfortunate situation of being with me somewhere where I pass out. And so it happens all the time when I travel, up to the point where I was having like probably 3 to 6 palpitations to the point where I have to lay down, elevate my feet a day.
Oh,
And
wow.
so for the last right around February, one of the things that has come up was needing to have a valve replacement surgery by the end of summer. So that's pretty much where I was. And when my friend approached me and said, I think you should try these because it's helped with my perimenopause symptoms, my brain fog, those different things. I think it will help with your heart. I was like, that's cute, but I'm not. And my husband, I said, oh, she's going to keep bugging me. So I'm just going to order these things. What do I have to lose? It's not that much. I spend more than that when I go on a Target for one thing and I come out with $200 worth of stuff and didn't even get what I was supposed to get when I went in. So I will tell you guys the very first day that I tried it, and Laura does not know my story. So
I
she
don't.
doesn't know it's
I'm
either.
like, I need popcorn or something. Keep
I
going.
know, but I ordered the patches. My husband read all the paperwork. He's like, this is really good. Like he read everything he could find online, everything on the website, everything that's opposition. He's like, this could be really good for you. I was like, yeah, we'll see. Literally moved on with my life, kept working, doing all the things, waiting for this package to show up. But my I don't know what she's even called. That's horrible. I literally am not selling you guys on anything. I'm just selling a personal experience because I don't even know the right terms. But the person who signed me up, is she, would that be my senior,
Well, she's
my
just
upline?
she enrolled you.
The person who enrolled me, she said,
Yep.
I think you should get on this little Zoom. And I was like, here we go. All right. I've already got multiple businesses, companies I run. I don't need something else. But Laura, you were actually on that Zoom. You were on and you were speaking. And this was 2.5 months ago. And I was like, she seems really authentic. And I'm drawn to people who aren't perfect, who aren't putting on a facade, who aren't pretentious, who are just authentically themselves. And I was really captivated by your naturalness. And so I stayed on the Zoom and I listened for the whole thing. It was literally a patching podcast just like this a couple months ago. Well, the first day I wore my patch, nothing happened. Like literally nothing happened. I worked the whole day and I didn't have to lay down. I didn't have to elevate my feet. I was a normal person. Nothing happened, which for some of you guys might not be a big deal. But since I was 10 years old, I've been passing out. And I was like, that's weird. It's a placebo. I've tricked myself into this. Day two, nothing happened. I went about my day and I was like, okay, this is creeping me out a little bit. Day three, I said, I'm going to drink caffeine because I can't have caffeine. I drank 3 things from Starbucks in one day. I was awake for 22 hours because it's the most caffeine I've had in a day in my entire life. I don't even eat chocolate because there's caffeine in it. And nothing happened. By the fifth day, I had gotten everything on my to-do list done for work. I was ahead of everything. I was like, I think I can exercise. My husband was like, this is so weird. I was like, I know. When was the last time I went 5 days without a single episode? And it had been more than 2 years. And I was like, oh crap, these patches really work.
So,
And I was like, I'm not telling anybody though, because what if it really doesn't? I went 31 days without a single palpitation, which you guys, by the time I got to the third day, I was like, I'm using this for life because it had already increased my quality of life so much. And I've had caffeine almost every single day.
oh my, and you're still going. You're like the energy bunny. Okay. So, all right, this is fantastic. But let me ask you a question because number one, we don't want to talk about, we're not here to cure, diagnose, or treat anybody. That's not our purpose. We're here educationally only. However, give us, what does it look like when you have an episode? Like, what does that look like? Not that I want you to relive it, but I'm trying to give the people on here, what you experience, because you're obviously ecstatic the way you are right now, right? So what does that look like?
So typically, and it would happen, I Zoom a lot for my job. I speak a lot. I've spoken on stages and I've been backstage like, oh my gosh, somebody needs to get me some electrolytes, something. I always carry electrolytes. I always carry different things with me to help because my heart will start to palpitate and then I'll black out. I won't be able to see. And then I pass out. I have to lay down. I have to elevate my feet to relieve pressure on my valve.
Okay.
But I did go see my cardiologist last month and they're like, I think you're good. Let's just give this a try till the end of the year. So I don't have to have surgery. And I'm like truly was the biggest naysayer. Absolutely wouldn't even share the patches with my husband because I was like, it's probably not going to work. And I promised Catherine I was going to try this for the 2 months and really give it a shot and see. And so then when I got the most recent box, now my husband's patching every day because he's like, he was chomping at the bit. I want to try them too. I want to try them. I was like, well, this is for me. This is for me to test. You're not part of the science experiment.
You're so funny. Okay. All right. So obviously we know the main purpose of you starting, right? Or the main purpose I know Catherine wanted you to start. But we all seem to notice other things. Okay, so you can have the caffeine, but I think that's more related to the heart issue, right? That was the fear there.
Mm-hmm.
You have an enormous amount of energy, which probably was like this before because of your symptoms.
Yeah, not getting enough oxygen. Yeah.
Right. How was sleep? How were you sleeping prior to patching?
I wish I could tell you, Laura, that it's like totally changed. That hasn't really changed.
Okay, just
I've
a
always
question.
been a light sleeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, truly the biggest thing has been the lack of palpitations and possibly the energy too, because now I went 7 days straight of drinking caffeine 3 times a day just to really test it. And then I was like, probably this is not healthy for me at this age to suddenly develop a caffeine addiction. So I still have a lot of energy. I naturally am an energetic person, but I had to choose which time of day. And now I'm energetic all day long.
All day.
And I'm not having caffeine. Yeah.
That's
I'm
awesome.
off the sauce. I'm back on the wagon.
There you go. I love that. All right. Last question for you, because this is awesome. Your husband just started patching. Has he noticed anything yet? Because a lot of people don't.
I think it's been 3 weeks for him. So he's a bodybuilder and he injures himself a lot. It's like, I don't understand CrossFitters and bodybuilders. You're hurting yourself on purpose. But anyways, they look great. My sister does too. But he had this pain in his arm that's been pretty persistent. And then probably like 4 days ago, he said, hey, my arm doesn't hurt as much. And I was like, huh. Do you think it would have just happened just naturally? He said, no, because it's been hurting a while and now it's not. So that's what he's noticed. He hasn't noticed anything super significant. I told him if he doesn't start noticing something significant by the time he's done, I'm stealing all the rest of his patches because I want to buy this by the crate.
Don't do that. Don't deprive that man of patches. No, I love it. Well, you're fabulous. And I had no idea that's what was going on with you. Catherine spoke about you this past weekend. And so I'm very excited that you came on and shared your vivaciousness, your beauty. You're about ready to pop through the screen. And I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Well, I'm so grateful. Truly. I went on my first flight where I did not have apprehension of every time I fly because of altitude. I'm like, okay, as soon as I get off this plane, I have to find a place to lay down because I was flying by myself again. And it's like, this is the first time I'm getting on a flight in my whole life. And I'm not nervous and anxious. Like, okay, as soon as I get there, I got to find a place to lay down. I've only had about 4 days where I've had palpitations in 2.5 months, which
Yeah.
truly is the longest I've went in my adult life.
That's amazing. And I am going to ask you one last question because it's kind of imperative when I share a little bit more about the technology. Do you mind me asking how old you are?
I'm 46.
Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Girl, you're just getting started, right? And we're grateful for you.